Ooh, it's hot. Hey y'all, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Well, honey, I just had to pop on real quick. Trial watch is over. The diddler has been found not guilty on X trafficking as well as RICO charges. Um, he he may be. It is a possibility that he may be or could be released today on $1 million bond. Um, that is if the judge wants to release him on bond until he is been given his sentence. But since he's given his sentence, and they said he fell down on his knees, appearing, in praying hands. His family was cheering after the judge walked out of the courtroom. The reason why everybody's so relieved is because if had he been found guilty on X trafficking and then the RICO charges, he could have gotten life in prison. But as it stands now, the charges that were found guilty on, he could be out in like maybe like 3 to 10 years. And then they got to give him some time. I'm gonna say 3 to 10. I'm gonna give him 3 to 10. But they're saying he could still get up to 20 years in federal prison, and we know that federal prison is day for day. I don't think that he would get 20 years. I'm thinking between 3 to 10, right? But nevertheless, he was found not guilty on the charges that would have incarcerated him for life. So it is possible that he could be out, in a couple of years. He won't die in jail. I think that he's going to get less time than R. Kelly got. That is amazing to me because he did far more than R. Kelly did, which makes me like side eye the jury a little bit, and which is the reason why I posted the question on the title: should the jury have been sequestered? Now we know that Diddy plays dirty, and I'm not saying that this has happened, but there was so much drama going on, as it pertains to that jury. I'm thinking, well, okay. I mean, because clearly, according to the definition of X trafficking, surely he should have been found guilty on X trafficking, right? Because he was transporting Well, hey, Tracy, he was transporting these X workers from state to state, and he was paying them, right? And I mean, and then as far as the RICO, everybody was shaky when it came to the RICO, and I'm sure that above everything else, Diddy did not want his company taken away from him because had he been found guilty on RICO charges, they would have taken his company, all his money, like all of his assets would have been stripped away. And at the end of the day, I think that's why his family was so happy. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he still got all his money. But they stood behind him for a reason. I think that Young Miami stood behind him for a reason. Now this is just my opinion, my point of view. It was something fishy going on in the water, right? Especially as it pertained to that jury. I feel like he should have been found guilty of X trafficking. The RICO charges, I don't know. According to the evidence that the prosecution presented, if they wanted to, in my opinion, if they want to bring him up on RICO charges, and see, here's the thing. He's done so much in the past, and there's so much speculation as to his affiliations in the past, and it's the fact that they could only go back so far, as it pertains to the things that he's done over the decades. I think that is the reason why he was found not guilty on the RICO charges. And but as far as the X trafficking, I think that he should have got found guilty on that. But nevertheless, he didn't. And like I said, he could be released on his $1 million bond. That's really up to the judge while he's awaiting sentencing, right? But he will not die in prison. He will get out in a couple of years. I don't think that he's gonna get 20 years. Like I said, I think that he'll get anywhere from 3 to 7 or 3 to 10 years. He will be out. Now, federal prison time is day for day. So I don't think that he'll do much time in jail at all. Like I really don't. I think that um, it when it comes to the prosecution, we thought that they were putting on a good case, and I thought they put on an excellent case. I really felt like their evidence was sufficient to charge him with the RICO charge and absolutely the ex trafficking charge. But that's what makes me wonder about this jury. I'm not feeling the whole thing, and some of those jurors sounded really, really shady. But that's what and why would the United States government, with such a high profile, egotistical, maniacal defendant, why would they not sequester the jury? See, that is shady, on my behalf too. And when it comes to the diddler, this is very, very interesting because, like I said, he was found guilty. He was charged with much more than R. Kelly was charged with, right? And he's going to possibly be out of jail before R. Kelly gets out of jail. So, and then there's a real possibility that he could be pardoned by Donald Trump. Make it so bad. See, the thing is with Diddy is people don't realize what's different about this. And he was out for calm, cool, and collective during the trial, like he know he was gonna get off. It was something funny in the water to me. It just something just don't sit right with me. But nevertheless, it is what it is. He has been charged. He has been acquitted of those higher charges that could have landed him in jail for the rest of his life. He ain't got to worry about that no more. They ain't gonna take his company. They ain't gonna take his assets. Child, he'll probably be doing freakouts in jail. Okay. And if he's let out on bond, which is a real possibility, child, young Miami go, young Miami gonna be waiting, right? It's coming. They gonna have a good party tonight, child. All right, or whatever it is that he's released, right? So anyway, I just had to come on and speak my piece about that. I'm not even trying to hold y'all, but I'm really kind of shocked, but I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because they didn't sequester that jury. And I think that jury was not sequestered for a reason. Diddy got friends in high places, okay? Diddy got friends in high places. I don't know if y'all remember that when he got charged with these crimes before he was, before he turned himself in and he was locked up, he was denied bail and all this and all that, right? But before that, he went over to London. He went over there to London, England, and he's got, I forget that man's name, but he's a billionaire. Diddy is friends with some, I hate to say it, in my opinion, he's all mixed up with these things that are real crazy behind the scenes, in my opinion, right? And so that's how I feel about it. That's my 2 cents on it. I'm not gonna say I cannot believe that he wasn't found guilty on bigger charges simply because I feel like that jury should have been sequestered. Had that jury been sequestered, I think that there would have been a different outcome. I don't think that anybody could have gotten to them, but that jury was not sequestered. Not only, and even if nobody didn't get to them, for payola or whatever reasons, they were able to listen to all types of social media, all types of conspiracy theories, and really the only person, the main person, there were two winners, two victors in this trial, in my opinion. And hey, room shaker, and one of those victors is Diddy, because he ain't got to go to jail for the rest of his life. The other victor is the jury, because they get to do all kind of press conferences, write books, paid interviews, and all of this stuff, right? And so, but I still is think it's something shady in the water. But Diddy got power. He got power. He don't run around acting crazy for no reason. But I mean, the Almighty got the final say. And child, when the judge, here's my thing. When the judge was reading off all those drugs that Diddy had taken, the judge himself couldn't even pronounce some of them drugs that Diddy was on, child. And so, I mean, they had to be supplying him with at least Suboxone in jail. Okay? I mean, how can you can't just like just go cold turkey from all those years of drug use, right? So he had that on his side. He really wasn't worried about nothing because I just really feel like it was a fly, honey, in the buttermilk. I just really cannot. But for hey, he free, and they don't. And I'm not gonna lie. Um, I hate that. Cassie did not get all the justice that she deserved. I really hate that. I think that a lot of people are going to be running scared now. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. And why didn't Christina Corum? Why wasn't she KK his right hand girl? Y'all don't find it funny that she wasn't like subpoenaed to testify? What happened to KK? Are they gonna charge her with something next? Are they gonna put her on trial? Because why wasn't she sequestered? You know, all these co-conspirators that they have, especially when it came to the Rico case, why was Christina Corum KK not subpoenaed to testify? That was very shady to me too. I don't understand that. I was like, honey. And then you got that Gina chick, the one that's always been around, that Hawaiian chick. Child, she on the press tour, in favor of Diddy, supporting Diddy and all of this and all that. Girl, at the end of the day, she still ain't gonna be the bottom B. She been wanting to be the bottom B for decades, ever since she met Dickie, or ever since she met Diddy. Child, she running around like a chicken with her head cut off, but child, she ain't never gonna be that chick, right? But like I said, the only person I feel bad for is that I don't feel, and then because of this outcome, I felt like I hate that Cassie had to get on that stand and tell her story like that. I wish she just never would have testified if this was gonna be the outcome, because she had to relive all that trauma, you know. And so I hate that for Cassie. But as far as that Jane chick, she was in her 30s, honey, and she had been around the block. They say she allegedly, what's his name, 50 Cent's baby mama, honey. She know what the deal is with the industry. Okay, she know how things work. So y'all please hit the like button. So I wasn't even phased by her testimony or whatever. For God's sake, she said she hit the man in the head with an ashtray, and then she ran out the house, and then she turned around and came back. I was like, girl, you knew you was gonna get your butt beat. But anyway, like I said, the only person I felt sorry for is Cassie. I felt like he robbed her of her youth. And I don't think that any amount of money can bring that back. Like I really don't. He stole her entire youth. And so, but I hope she found some peace now. But I really think there was something shady about this trial. It don't set right. Something don't set right with me. Like I said, he gonna get less time than R. Kelly, child, and he done did way more than R. Kelly. But honey, money talk, money and more than money, power. Power talks is who you associate yourself with, right? And Diddy got some powerful friends that can do some powerful things, okay? So I don't even think that for 1 minute he felt like he was going to be in prison for the rest of his life. Him falling to his knees and praying and all this and all that. Child, that was theatrics, okay? Him waving at the jury. Okay, he letting us know that, hey, I'm going to be all right, getting all chummy with the jury, doing all this and all that. But like I said, the jury should have been sequestered. That's the first red flag for me. Why was the jury sequestered? I don't. Why didn't Christina Corum? Why wasn't she subpoenaed to testify? Because she knew, especially when it came to the RICO, some things just don't match up to me. It don't add up. So since Diddy's been found not guilty on the RICO charge, for instance, why would they even try to charge Christina Corum, his right hand girl, KK, with anything? Which means she gonna walk free too. So I don't understand. That don't sound right. Even when it comes to the prosecution, that don't sit well with me. Cause they subpoenaed the Jane Doe chick to testify. Why didn't they subpoena KK to testify? Cause KK know where all the bones are. Okay, she know where every bone in the yard is. Why wasn't she able forced to testify? That don't make no sense. And the jury, they was playing games the whole time, in my opinion. Anyway, okay. Like I said, it should have been sequestered. So now like I said, I don't know if they was paid off or anything, but it was something fishy going on. I don't know if they were starstruck. I don't know like what the deal was, but in my opinion, the prosecution, like, they did an excellent job. I think they kind of did overkill when it came to all of those ex-workers and all of this and all of that. But could he have been convicted on ex trafficking? Absolutely, because he took those hookers and stuff across straight state lines. He took Cassie across state lines. You know, she was clearly a ex worker. He was even making her do the FOs when she was, hurt, when she had yeast infections and all of this stuff and sores in her mouth, and she was still having to perform and all of this and all that. Child, honey, if that ain't a worker, I don't know. You better make it make sense. Okay, if that ain't something you working for, yeah, you treat her worse than they treat like porn stars or something. You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, child, she doing all that. But anyway, that's the only person I feel sorry for. But Diddy been found not guilty, y'all. He been found not guilty. So I just had to come back and say that. I want to come back a little later to talk about all this Lobo drama, child, and all of that going on. Lolo over there fake crying. You know, Lolo, you done been found guilty of being a fake B. Okay? I know it's just a couple of y'all in here, but I'll have to come back and do that video. Child, these airways be so clogged up, I don't even have to bother sometimes. But Lolo, girl, I mean, like you running plays that nobody don't realize you running. While they over there pat your head cause you crying and all of this and all that. And that fake ass shit Lemon did, that fake cry, he fake cried cause she fake cried. And I'm thinking, child, was this like a play run or something? But I really do think he was in his feelings cause his girl was over there sitting with the binary guy. But okay, so if you're really loyal to Lemon, why would you be over there? That's on purpose. I was over there cause I like both of them. I was hoping they can make peace. Girl, no they wasn't. No, they wasn't. I don't feel sorry for Lolo did that on purpose, honey. She passive aggressive as hell. She said, I'm about to get me some attention. I'm getting me some attention out of this, okay? And attention she got, child. I said, ooh, that was real filthy and dirty over there. I said, okay. But honey, and I heard what's her name over there? Hey CT. And I heard YTC over there hollering and screaming yesterday. I listened to that a little bit, you know. And oh, thank you, CT. I was like, wow, she really touched in her spirit. Okay. But here's the thing: people tell people they can't tell people where to go. Some of these content creators, you know. But then when they go where they want to go, then they get upset about it. You know what I mean? That's cult behavior. That's cult-like behavior, right? We are all adults over here. This is simply an entertainment application. Okay, it ain't that deep. People are too vested. And if y'all think for one instance, for 1 second, that Lolo didn't know what she's doing, honey, you are sadly mistaken. Because Lolo knew exactly what she was doing. Okay? When she did what she did. All right, so all of that fake crying and all of this, not girl. And Lolo, in my opinion, she slick don't even like Lemon like that for real. Okay, but she want to have somewhere to go. She want to have a panel to sit on. All this her and all of that there. YTC upset because everybody just brushed her to the side for the next great thing. Whoever popping at the time, YTC, I don't know. That's who the people gonna flock to, honey. Child, ain't no loyalty in this game. This is an entertainment application. And nobody shouldn't have to worry about being loyal to nobody anyway, in my opinion. But, child, that is expected over here. And for them to have any kind of loyalty towards that Lemon dude is ridiculous to me, right? I said, let me go on and say this while I'm on here, child, because I might not come back. I mean, that he cussed people out. I heard him on YTC camera, I guess the day before yesterday, that day. I hit the link over there for a minute to ask her a question. He telling Mr. Tulsa to shut the F up and shut the F up. And I'm thinking, oh, he talking to him like he they pimp or something. I'm thinking, this he ain't nothing but a drunk, honey. If it wasn't for his mama, he would be homeless. He would be drunk on Taylorport, on the side of the liquor store, or on the side of the gas station, somewhere leaned over drunk at his age, okay? And he's 30-something years old, and they talking about, well, he young enough to be her son. Girl, he is a grown man. He is 30-something years old. Okay, it don't matter if she got kids his age or kids older than him. You know, she the fool for letting him talk to her like that, because I would have cussed him, slapped the fuck out. Do you hear me? Excuse my French, all right? But it is what it is. It was all for a reason. Not only Lolo knows that reason, or maybe only her and Lemon knows that reason, but the shit sound fake to me. Okay, so it really wasn't. I mean, it's something to talk about. It's content in the sector, I guess, but so? It ain't the first time somebody done it. It ain't gonna be the last. Did she take her black tail back over there last night? I heard she took her tail back over there last night. Child, I didn't even try to dig deep and find out all the particulars. When I heard, it was enough for me to hear that she was on Binary's panel when him and Lemon is into it and went right back over there to Lemon. I said, baby, you know you finna get cussed out, but maybe it make her feel good to get cussed out. Y'all gotta think about that. You know what I mean? But y'all please hit the like button. It's 19. Oh, it's a whole 19er, child. I can't believe it. And that binary guy, he over there getting his whole entire life, okay? He ain't never got this much attention online in this whole damn life till he came to the beef sector. But some of the women, some of y'all is so silly when it comes to limiting all of them, because these ninjas ain't nothing but He-Man black woman haters. They don't like y'all. They just using y'all. I don't care what man panel you hit over here, gay or straight. They don't like y'all. They're just using y'all. I don't care who it is, okay? For me, it's all of them. Every straight, gay, every man, or every black man over here don't like y'all. They're just using y'all. But hey, it's entertainment. And it ain't just them, it's some of the women too. Nacho Pizarro over there. Child, she go what she just like leaves in the wintertime. Honey, she go where the wind blow, okay? And is it true that she charging people fees, monthly fees, like membership fees? I guess because the bitch feels some kind of way because she ain't monetized, so it means she can't get a membership fees. I was like, oh no, this bitch didn't. And these people so stupid they going for that too. I was like, oh Lord. That's why I don't pay this shit no attention all the time. That's why half of the time I don't even know what the hell is going on. But I got a good little kiki out of that Lolo stuff yesterday. I was like, sure, I can see right through this nonsense. Sure, y'all didn't see what was going on. Like I said, I don't know if she needed some sympathy. I don't know what the underlying issue was with Lolo. But Lolo, you might be fooling all these people. But let me tell you something, girl. You is slicker than grits, okay? And I ain't even mad at you. Everybody else doing it, you might as well do it too. How many gay folks something to talk about yesterday? So I ain't mad at you, girl, but you made yourself look bad, child. Y'all really be bound down to these He-Man black woman haters. Okay, and like I said, every last one of them over here don't like black women. Okay, I don't care if the gay boys thinking that let y'all think they got good Judies, they still don't like your motherfucking ass, okay? Just cause they like one black good Judy don't mean they like y'all all. Okay? When it comes to black men in the sector, gay and straight, they got something against y'all. That's why they treat y'all like it. But y'all, well, that's okay. And that's why more and more, I heard the other day that it was somebody named Jalen or somebody that was from the manosphere. Now he's popping up over here. See, what y'all don't understand. Let me tell y'all this prediction for the few of y'all that are in here, right? Now, y'all remember what I say, right? When it comes to the manosphere and these manosphere-minded ninjas, the reason why more and more of them are coming over here is because they don't have anywhere to go anymore. So the more comfortable y'all make them, the more of them that are going to come over here. And after a while, the whole beef sector is going to be transformed into just another version of the manosphere sector. And you know why? It's because you black women, most of y'all, not all of y'all, but most of y'all ain't gonna say a damn thing. And a lot of y'all, like Lolo and some other ones, like the abuse, okay, they're abuse apologists, okay, for whatever, they're masochistic, and maybe they don't feel like they love that they ain't being called to be, or whatever, you know, and they're making this normalized to a lot of these women to take crap off these ninjas and how they talk to them, gay and straight. Okay, they don't fight back. They bow down, and that's why they feeling comfortable over here. Okay? And it's going to be what it's going to be. But mark my word, a lot more of them are going to come over here, and it's going to be entertaining because I'm going to sit back and watch and do my commentary and tell y'all I told y'all so. Okay, but they calling me on this phone. This is a short video. I'm going to come back and talk about this. Thank you guys for popping up, but I got to go. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. Peace.